What's up everyone, D.dot here, and today I have a new deck that I want to share with you guys. And I took this deck on a classic challenge. As you guys know, the new update happened earlier today, or on Monday, whenever you guys are seeing this. And I went 12-1 with the deck. It's using some of the cards that were buffed during this last update, and the deck is a giant witch bandit deck, and that runs lightning, tornado, and log. So you're running 3 spells. However, you can switch out log for zap. I'm still messing with the different type of spells. However, seems like it's a good solid deck that's going on right now. Just like those Night Witch decks, you can sub out Night Witch for Witch, but Witch does pretty well on defense, especially when you pair it with the tornado, since her splash was buffed. So it makes sense to use tornado with Witch on defense. Now Witch is in that category of like bowler and executioner to some extent. So that works there. Ice Spirit, so you can cycle, lightning, you guys know, take down Inferno Towers, pumps, etc. Giant. The thing when using Giant over Golem is that you're able to cycle Giant faster than you can Golem. So during double elixir time, you can drop a Giant in the back when you're building up a push. Say when it goes down, then you'll be able to cycle to another Giant. Bandit seems very interesting to use in this deck. Finally, when she got the HP buff and the dash, it seems that she's a little more viable when it comes to on offense. She's alright on defense as long as you use the charge. However, using her on offense behind a giant or a golem or a tank like that can be very devastating if your opponent can't counter correctly. So I have 3 replays to show you guys. Just my last 3 from wins 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so let's get into it. So starting hand, log, bandit, witch, giant. And what you're trying to do here is, it's a beatdown deck, so you're just trying to build that massive push behind your tank and just to overwhelm your opponent with elixir. So I drop Giant in the back and he responds with Mega Minion and Graveyard. However, I misjudged the range of the witch. She has a 5-tile sight instead of 5.5, so I wasn't able to do that counter push into the opposite lane. However, since he overexerted himself on the other side, I decided to go in on this side here with the Giant, Mega Minion, and Bandit. So even though that we lost the first tower, that tower is into spell range. So he's coming with a little counter push here. It was a little sloppy defense on my part. However, we mitigate some of the damage there. So as we go on the counter push, he drops the Ice Wizard. I had a feeling that he was low on elixir, so that's why I lightning there. And it turns out I was right, so he dropped the Knight. I'm going to drop the Bandit to counter the Knight. This is what I'm talking about with the charge. It's alright on defense as long as you get the charge down. And also right here, it gets 2 good swings. Whenever the Bandit hits its target with the dash, most likely it's going to get that 1 swing before it dies. So we're going against a graveyard poison deck. I'm not too sure what he was trying to do here. It seemed like he did that intentional, where he dropped the graveyard with the Ice Wizard in front of it. However, Tornado still takes out skeletons, so that was no big of a threat there. He's dropping all these things down on the bridge and trying to take down my Giant, so I just lightning right there just to clear the board. And this is what I'm talking about right here. By the time you get to the next part, your next cycle, you have your giant down already. That's a little more difficult to do with the golem since it's 8 elixir instead of 5. So we're going in here, drop the bandit down. So we just have to make sure these troops don't touch the right side of the tower. If you need to, you can soak up some of the damage into whatever tower has the least amount of, or has the most hit points. So right here is, I knew that he was going to drop the graveyard, so I used Tornado to pull the bowler back so the tower and the witch can deal with the graveyard, and then drop the giant down so that way the bowler's distracted. So now we have this big counter push coming. He drops the bowler down. So now here's another questionable graveyard. So that's 9 elixir that he dropped. However, we're not even focusing on that tower, on the king's tower. So he's down to 333 hit points. So all we have to do here is cycle. Cycle back to our lightning and it should be GG. So like I was saying, with this deck, you have a little more room to cycle. Whenever it came down to the witch was very good at counter pushing. Her skeletons initially drop, I think, half a second after when she spawns, but they spawn at 7 seconds, so it will be similar to Night Witch when she spawns her bats. So just to keep note of that. So this one, as we jump into our next replay, I've seen this name before. I think it was on the leaderboards. So starting hand, we have 3 spells in Bandit, so I drop Bandit. I don't really want to drop Bandit as my starting hand. I don't want to give that away or letting my opponent know. So he goes for aggressive counter push right here. So I use the giant to kite as my Mega Minion cleans up the Night Witch. And I did that so that way the Mega Minion had the chance to clean up the Night Witch and then go in a counter push with the giant as it's kiting. So I know that I can go in and I can afford to use the witch here. And as he drops the baby dragon, I'm going to drop the bandit. And he drops the lumberjack. So I know I'm up right now because of that last push that he did. So I counter this stuff right here, and we kind of reset. However, we did get a good amount of damage on that right tower. So I'm waiting to see what he does. And he drops pump down, so he does have it. So good thing in this deck you're running lightning, so they would only get a +1 elixir from that, since the pump is able to get one out from lightning. So he drops golem in the back, and as a response I drop 10 elixir down at the bridge. Normally I would have done giant and mega minion on the opposite side just to pressure them, because when they drop golem in the back like that, especially when they don't have their pump down, they only have 2 elixir to defend. And with the giant, you can drop giant at the bridge with the support troop for 8 elixir, so that's the exact same amount that they played in the back of the king tower. And depending on what they use to defend that, that's more elixir that they can't use for their push. So that's how you cripple a beatdown deck. So right here we defended that push, and now I dropped the witch down. So he's going for another golem. So as we're dropping our troops down here, just so we can take care of this golem, I dropped the giant on the right side because I don't want him to take down that lumberjack to hit my tower. I used tornado to pull a golem to my king tower and have my bandit take out the night witch. So I lightning there, and I misjudged the towers because he saw it did good game and I was expecting the time to run out before he took it. So I drop Giant down and he dropped that at the bridge. I get one swing with the log and we take that tower. So good game. As you guys can see, this deck is pretty versatile. It's a beatdown, but it's like a medium range beatdown. It's not a crazy beatdown because you're not running like pump or whatnot. However, it's still very viable right now. So this is my 12th win. And starting hand, I have Ice Spirit, Giant, Log, and Lightning. So I drop Giant in the back. He responds with Golem. That's a good response on his side, on his part, because if he dropped Golem first, I would have dropped Giant in the opposite lane. So it's a battle of whose tank is going to go out first. Because whatever tank falls first, the supporting troops are going to die after. So he's running a Golem E-bar.
We're not too worried about that, as our supporting troops take out the rest of his opponent's troops. He does throw a good fireball, so my Giant is sent in by itself. However, I used the tornado and I misplaced the tornado for those minions because I wanted to pull them away from the Giant. And if we did that, we would have gotten a lot more damage on that tower. However, we got a good amount of damage already. So we reset here. And he drops pump down, so we responds with the lightning. So he only gets a +1 elixir from that pump. But more importantly, he won't be able to generate elixir a lot faster for that minute. So very important to take out those pumps. So he drops Golem in the back. That was a good Golem on his part since our Giant's out of cycle, so we can't punish him. So we drop Witch down, anticipating his push. So he drops E-barbs at the bridge, and I respond with the Mega Minion. I get Giant down as fast as I can so that way he can start taking the hits from the E-barbs while my support troops clean up. So I pull back with the tornado. I tried to have the Witch get some splash damage in with all the troops. Good fireball on his part. The Bandit connects to the tower, and we get some good damage there. So here comes his Golem, anticipating the last push from him. So we lightning here. I wanted to get that tower out of the way so I can place the Giant behind the Golem to tank his support troops. So we're just trying to defend now. With 10 seconds left. So we log through this. He gets a second Golem down. I put the Bandit in the back to get rid of the E-Wiz. And it's good game for that 1 crown victory. So with this deck, I went 12-1 in this challenge. In a classic challenge. So it's a fun deck. It's very good to use. A lot of the cards in it have been buffed. Some have been nerfed. Like I said before, you can sub out Zap for Log, or you can run Zap and Log. It just depends on your playstyle or your preference. However, the core of the deck is pretty strong itself. So try it out, you guys, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.